let's just quickly mark this homework. So in this first question, question 1, you can see that that forms an F. I had the question, how would you know the difference between an F and a U? The answer is the exact same lines will form an F and a U. You see there's the U and there is the F. But the angles that we are looking at, that determines whether we are going to talk about F, which will be the corresponding angles, or about the U, which would be co-interior angles. So if we were asked this little angle here, then that 112 and that angle, those would be on the inside of a U, so they would be co-interior. But now we are asked X there, so now we see that that forms an F, and we're looking at the two angles that are at the same place relative to the parallel lines and the line crossing it. Okay, so to answer this question, if that's 112, that forms an F. That angle, the 112, is below the parallel line, and X is below the parallel line, and both of them are on the left of that line that crosses the two. So then that means that those two angles are corresponding, and if they are corresponding, it means they are equal. Goed, so daai twee hoeke is ooreenkomstig, omdat hulle op dieselfde plek is relatief tot die parallelle lyne en relatief tot daai lyn wat dit kruis. Dis aan die regterkant en onder, regterkant en onder. So dit beteken X is 112 grade. Goed. Nommer 2. Hierso by nommer 2 is by nommer 2 is hier die 99 grade en X is direk reg oorkant mekaar in lyne wat mekaar kruis, so daai vorm 'n X. So this is in van X, this is X. So those two angles are vertically opposite each other. Hulle is teenoorstaande hoeke en teenoorstaande hoeke is gelyk, so dit beteken X is ook 99 grade. Dan hier, Y en Z is op 'n lyn, op 'n reguit lyn. They're on a straight line, two angles next to each other on a straight line. That means Y and Z together, when we add the two, will add up to 180 degrees. So X and Y, if we look at those two angles, they are corresponding angles. X en Y is ooreenkomstige hoeke. Omdat hulle al twee, daarso vorm 'n F, sien jy daai F, en al twee is op dieselfde plek relatief tot daai lyne. Aan die bokant, regs. Goed, so X and Y are corresponding angles. So if X is 99, Y is also 99. So Y and Z together must add up to 180. So that means because Y is 99, because it's equal to X, Z must be 81, because 81 plus 99 gives us 180. Question 3. those two angles, you can see there it forms a Z or an N, which those angles are in the corners of the N and the Z. So daai vorm 'n N of 'n Z, en daai twee hoeke is nou binne in die binneste hoeke van daai N. So as daai een 75 grade is, verwisselende hoeke, alternate angles, are equal. So if that's 75, x is also 75. For question 4, if that angle is 74, then we can't directly determine x. We need to first calculate that angle, this one, next to x. So those two angles is also 74. Now you can see that those two angles, that one that's 74 and this x, those two are two angles on a straight line. And two angles on a straight line together add up to 180 degrees. So if that one over there on that side is 74 degrees, then it means that this one is 180 minus 74. So 180 minus 74 means that this one is 106 degrees. And those two, the reason for that is that those two are angles on a straight line. Right. So if this one is 106 degrees, that, if you look at that, that forms an F again, just an F to the other side. So those two angles are angles at the same place relative to all the lines in that F. So hulle twee is ooreenkomstige hoeke, x en y. So x was 106 grade, so y gaan ook 106 grade wees. Because x was 106, corresponding angles are equal, so y is also 106. So daar is ooreenkomstige hoeke, dis hoekom hulle gelyk is. Goed, dan vraag 5. Met vraag 5 gaan ons nou weer eens sê dat daai vorm weer eens 'n F, that forms an F again. So those two angles, the 123 and the x, are at the same place relative to all the lines. So that means that those two are corresponding angles. Hierdie twee is ooreenkomstige hoeke. So as daai 123 is x ook 123, want ooreenkomstige hoeke is gelyk. These two are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are equal. So if that one is 123, that one will also be 123. For this side, y and the 110, they are on the inside of a U. You see that U? So that means that those two angles are co-interior angles. Hierdie twee hoeke, y en 110, is ko-binnehoeke, want hulle is aan die binnekant van 'n U. So 110 plus y moet vir ons saam 180 grade gee. So dit beteken y moet 70 grade wees, want 70 plus 110 gee vir ons 180. So y has to be 70 degrees, because 70 plus 110 gives us 180. Then for question 2, in this diagram, which angle is corresponding to C? So corresponding means where can we find an F? There's an F and then the two angles that are at the same place relative to all the lines. So C and G are at the same place. So C en G is ooreenkomstig met mekaar. B, which angle is alternate to angle D? So there's D, a verwisselende hoek. An alternate angle means we can form a Z and then it's the two angles in the inside arms of the Z. So that D and that F, D and F, those two are alternate. That's for B. Alternate angles D and F. D en F is verwisselend. Vraag C, which angle is corresponding to angle H? So corresponding means we can form an F. Ooreenkomstig beteken ons kan 'n F maak en dan is dit die hoeke wat op dieselfde plek is relatief tot daai parallelle lyne. So al twee onder, al twee links is D en H. So D and H, those two are corresponding at question C. Question D, which angle is vertically opposite to angle A? Watter een is teenoorstaande vir A? So A is reg oor C. A is vertically opposite C. E, what angle is alternate to E? So alternate, again, means that we can form a Z. So there's E. So we form a Z like that. And then we look for the angles inside the corners of that Z, inside the arms of the Z. So die hoeke wat binne in die hoeke van die Z is E en C. So E en C is verwisselende hoeke. E and C are alternate angles. F, which angle is co-interior with C? So co-interior with C, with co-interior, met ko-binnehoeke kan ons 'n U maak. So daar is ons U en dan sit die twee hoeke aan die binnekant van die U. So C en F gaan ko-binnehoeke wees. C and F are going to be co-interior. G, which angle is vertically opposite to H? Vertically opposite is the one right opposite it, where angles cross. So teenoorstaande hoeke met H is F. F and H are vertically opposite. H, which angle is co-interior with E? So co-interior, once again, means we can form a U, and then it's the two angles on the inside of the U. So ko-binnehoeke, ons kan 'n U vorm, en dan is dit die twee hoeke aan die binnekant van die U. So E and D. Question 8's answer, H's answer, E and D are co-interior. Which angle is corresponding to A? Watter een is ooreenkomstig met A? Ooreenkomstig beteken weer eens, ons kan 'n F maak. So daar is ons F en dan sal op dieselfde plek. So bo die lyn, links van die lyn, bo die lyn, links van die lyn, E en A. A and E are corresponding angles. Which angle is vertically opposite? G. So vertically opposite means where they cross. Teenoorstaande beteken daar waar hulle kruis, is dit die een reg oorkant om. So E and G are vertically opposite. E en G is teenoorstaande hoeke. Question 3. Find the unknown angles. So those two, X and 125, they are, you can see that that forms an F. They're at the same place relative to all the lines. So 125 is bo die lyn, links van die lyn, bo die lyn, links van die lyn. So hulle is op dieselfde plek, so dit vorm 'n F, so dis ooreenkomstige hoeke. Those two are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal, so X is 125. At this one, 57 and X, you can see that forms a Z. Dit vorm 'n Z. 'n Z beteken, of 'n N beteken dis verwisselende hoeke, alternate angles. So alternate angles are equal, so X here is 57. Yeah, 70 and X are vertically opposite angles. Hulle is teenoorstaande hoeke. So teenoorstaande hoeke is gelyk. Vertically opposite angles are equal, so that is 70. X is also 70. For this one, those two angles, 105 and X, they are co-interior angles, ko-binnehoeke. En ko-binnehoeke, saam, as ons hulle bymekaar tel, kry ons 180 grade. So if that one is 105, this one is 180 minus 105. So hierheen is 180 minus 105, so hy is 75 grade. In this question, you can see we can't directly just determine this one. We're first going to have to say that this 53 and this one next to X, those two are alternate angles. Daai twee is verwisselende hoeke, want dit vorm 'n N. Nee? So that one is 53. And that one, alternate angles are equal, so that means this one is also 53. So now we can say, knowing that that one is 53, now we can say, okay, so these two are two angles on a straight line. Twee hoeke op 'n reguitlyn. En twee hoeke op 'n reguitlyn se totaal, se som is 180. So if that one is 53, then it means this one over here is going to be 127, because this is 180 minus 53. And 180 minus 53 is 127. We could also find this in another way. Ons kon ook gesê het, 53 en hierdie hoekie F daar. Hulle is ko-binnehoeke. These two are co-interior angles, because that forms a U, right? Daar's also 'n U. So hulle is ko-binnehoeke. For co-interior angles, this one would be 180 minus 53, because the sum is 180. So die som van daai twee saam moet 180 grade wees. So because that one is 53, this one is 180 minus 53, which is 127 degrees. Now that we know that F there is 127 degrees, now we can see that that forms an X. In an X, vertically opposite angles are equal. So in daai X is teenoorstaande hoeke gelyk. So if that, as daai 127 is, gaan X ook 127, 127 wees. So, twee maniere om uit te werk. X is 127. For this one, those two form an F, not the 133, the one there at the top. So again, we need to first calculate that angle before we can calculate that angle. All right. So once again, there's more than one way to calculate this. Okay, so a few ways. One way is first finding this angle here. So these two angles, this 133 and that one, that F, they are two angles on a straight line. So daar's ons twee hoeke op 'n reguitlyn wat saam 180 grade moet vorm. So if that one is 133, that one is 180 minus 133. So hierdie is dan 180 minus 133, omdat hulle hoeke op 'n reguit lyn is. So dis 47 degrees, 47 grade. Now, this 47 degrees and that x, they are corresponding because there's an F. Sien jy daai F? So daai twee hoeke is nou ooreenkomstige hoeke en ooreenkomstige hoeke is gelyk. So if this one is 47, that one is also 47 because corresponding angles are equal. So then x is 47. Another way to find the same answer is firstly we determine this F. So those two, that forms an X. So those two are vertically opposite angles. Omdat daai 'n X vorm, is daai twee teenoorstaande hoeke. So hierheen is ook 133 grade. Nou is hierdie F en hierdie hoekie langs die X, daai twee, is verwisselende hoeke. Those two are alternate angles. And alternate angles are equal. So this one is 133, so this one is also 133. Now, this 133 and this x, they are two angles on a straight line. So x is then 180 minus 133, which is 47. So x is 47. Question 4. We need x. X and this 59 degrees are alternate angles. Daai twee is verwisselende hoeke. Verwisselende hoeke is gelyk. So daar is 59. So that one is also 59 because alternate angles are equal. For this one, those two angles, well, let's start with this one. These two angles are alternate angles. You see the N. So daai twee is verwisselende hoeke want hulle vorm 'n N. So 55 en x is ewe groot, so x is ook 55 grade. En dis al wat ons daar moet bepaal. In this question, those two angles are alternate angles. You see that forms an N. So this little angle and that one is 41. Both of them. Hulle is altyd verwisselende hoeke. Verwisselende hoeke is ewe groot. So hierdie binnehoek van hierdie driehoek hier is ook 41. So now, if you remember about triangles, the sum of the inside triangles inside a triangle is 180 degrees. So that means that that x is 180 minus 60 minus 41, which is going to give us 79 degrees. Okay. So die binnehoeke van 'n driehoek almal saam tel op tot 180 grade. Daai is 60, daai is 41. Hy is 41 omdat daai verwisselende hoeke is en x is dan 180 minus 41 minus 60 en dis 79. Hierso